make your yoga journey more enjoyable.
Do it your way. And that way is the best way. I swear to God. Try it until you get it. If you say, this is not my thing, don't do it.
Hi guys, welcome back to our Warrior 2's Yoga podcast today, the episode number 4. And I'm very happy to have our guest today, Marisela. She's coming back with us and she's going to share with us the topic that many of us are questioning about, which is yoga and flexibility. I know that many people have some kind of hesitance, or they feel like if they are flexible enough to do yoga, and they also have the concern of their ages as well. So it will be very interesting to hear what Marisela will share with us about what yoga can help with your flexibility, or if you are flexible enough to do yoga. And the podcast today is brought to you by the Warrior 2 brand dedicated to yoga and wellness. You can find a range of our yoga bags on Amazon US as well as Canada and Australia. Also, you can find our products on our website as well at thewarrior2.com. We make your yoga journey more enjoyable with high quality durable yoga bags with intuitive designs that focus on user experience. Okay, so let's start it. The first question that we have is, can I do yoga if I'm not flexible?
A lot of times I have heard, I cannot do yoga because I am not flexible. And my answer is, so you have to do yoga to get some flexibility.
Correct.
So the answer is yes, 100% yes. If you feel like you are not flexible, you will probably be surprised that throughout the class, you are going to be able to do things that you may never thought that was possible, or be able to watch around the students and the teacher and maybe be inspired by them and say, hey, I want to keep doing this because I want to be like that. You sit there, or you stand there, or you go and do poses and do flows and be with your breath. And what happens with your body, that is totally secondary. The body will answer by itself, because I truly believe that body has intelligence within. So that intelligence is not logical. It doesn't come from the mind, even though the mind works with it.
I totally
the body will do things that the mind doesn't think that are possible. So be patient, be super kind to yourself. Yoga is not about to compete, to judge, to establish, to compare yourself to anyone. It's about you and yourself, and your flexibility will appear with time, with its own time. So trust in the process, trust in your body, and trust in the practice.
And then over time, will become much better. And also, you have touched on a very deep, I think, topic of yoga is about the relationship between us and ourselves, not comparing ourselves with anybody. We are just the whole universe inside us. Sorry, I forgot to introduce to you guys again about Marisela, because maybe some of you may be new to the episode today. Marisela is a very experienced yoga teacher, and she also teaches Pilates as well for over 15 years. So we're very keen to hear what she thinks about a number of things in yoga, because through her experience and teaching students as well, we will have a lot of interesting insights from a professional like Marisela. Okay, so the next question about flexibility is, how long does it take to get flexible with yoga?
Well, that will totally depend on the person, on its genetics. For instance, if you are over 40 and you are a male and you haven't ever practiced anything surrounding flexibility, stretching, gymnastics, etc., you will probably feel lack of flexibility during the first months. But keep practicing. I couldn't tell, because you can be a male over 40s and do a split the first day. You don't know.
Yeah.
So that will totally depend on your health, on what you eat, on how many amount of water do you drink, if you sleep enough. For instance, for us women, when we are on our periods, for many of us, we feel different in our bodies because we pass around 24 to 32 days of our menstrual cycle, and our menstrual cycle reflects our flexibility. So if you don't feel, if you're feeling menstrual or you're feeling premenstrual, you probably be less flexible than the other stages of the period.
I didn't know about that.
If you eat a lot of red meats, you will probably have lack of flexibility. If you don't eat much vegetables or fruits, you most probably feel lack of flexibility, and the other way around.
I don't have red meat.
On the
I don't have meat most of.
Yes, when you are over 40, 50, 60, the collagen in the body you start losing collagen. So you have to eat more collagen to get supplies of collagen. That will totally help you with your flexibility. But that will depend on your genetics, on who you are, and also when you are in your mind. What I have learned throughout all these years of practice with my own body and with the body of all of my students is that being open and being mentally flexible to the practice helps a lot. If you see a post that you see that is challenging for you, and you say in your mind, and you say it also aloud, I cannot do that, you probably can't, because you're already programmed not to. But if you open your mind and you're flexible in your thoughts, in your ideas, and you convince yourself, I am going to try, the asana, the pose will open for you. Maybe not the first day, maybe not the first month, but that openness will help a lot.
That's awesome. So like what you said is it usually takes at least a month or so. Is that for somebody to get a little bit more flexible?
Yeah, a month, or the first 3 months can be challenging.
Okay, first 3
months. After the 3 months, you will start noticing improves. The second trimester, after the first trimester, going to the 6 months practice will be less challenging. But when you reach out the year and you said, yes, I did it, at least twice per week, you will totally feel a different, super different body.
So at least twice a week. And how long per session? Like 30 minutes or just 20 minutes?
My recommendation would be minimum 30 minutes. You can do 50 minutes yoga per week and you're still doing yoga. So don't feel bad if you don't think that you have the time. You can do 5 minutes yoga every day or 5 minutes yoga every week. You're still doing yoga. But of course, as everything, the more you practice it, the more you master it. So you have to decide to open spaces in your schedule, in your time life, and be into the practice. Live the practice.
And after 3 months, you will notice.
Yeah, totally. That for sure. Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. And next, we have a question about what type of yoga is best for flexibility?
All kinds of yoga. I wouldn't dare to say which one is better because that will also depend. For example, if you're starting and you don't have any practice at all, and you go and do a power yoga for intermediate, and you don't have, you're in a class and the teacher doesn't know that you're new, and you dare to do things that you haven't done in your life, you may hurt yourself. So beware. You can hurt yourself doing yoga, totally, yes. So you have to be extra careful and being very, very in touch with yourself and knowing your truth and saying, okay, I cannot reach this far today, but maybe I can reach that far tomorrow, half an inch far. So every single yoga class, yin yoga, which is a very, very slow and smooth and gently kind of yoga, hatha yoga, ashtanga vinyasa yoga, power yoga will help you. If you go into a hot room yoga, that will help you too. But I will say that yoga is about flexibility. So all kinds of yoga will help you. So be free and try all until you get to the class, to the teacher that fascinates you and you want to keep going there. My recommendation would be to have as much as information as you can and read a lot. Also, see videos, see movies. There is a lot of information on the websites, on the internet. Make your own kind of practice. Make your own sadhana, which means your practice, the practice from your heart. That practice will be the kind of practice that will help you to improve anything that you want in your life, including flexibility.
I feel like it's a little bit relieved for us to know that any kind of yoga can help us to become more flexible. So you guys, you don't have to worry about which yoga will be better for you in terms of flexibility, but any of them will be good for your flexibility. And today, maybe we can reach this far, but be happy with that. And it's not the ideal like image that you want to get to yet, but tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, you will get there. Yoga teaches us about patience and the kindness to our body. And another question is that, can you regain flexibility after 40?
Yes, totally. My first yoga teacher, his name is Edgardo Leal, and I love him so much. He's incredible. He was a teacher, university teacher, that someday, maybe it's a good thing that now that I am 45, I start doing something with my body. He hasn't, never in his life, he tried anything physical. And if you see the guy today, he's around 17 years old, and he does the most amazing things. He looks like a Cirque du Soleil artist more than a yoga teacher. Wow. Even though he doesn't brag about it. But
70, did you say 70?
70. He's a grown-up man now.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. The new 40s now. Yes. He's a big man that does the most amazing things, that has students that are in their 20s and 30s that cannot do what he does. And he teaches it with his heart and with practice and patience and kindness. You can reach that. Yes, totally. You can totally do that. There is no age to start anything new. That is my thing in life, my motto in life. If you are 100 years old and you want to try yoga for the first time, go. Yes, it is free. And if you want to go and be a musician, if you are 50, go. Yes, you want to be an actress and you are over 40 and 50, go. Yes, life is now.
Yeah.
And there's a motto that he always told us: 90% practice, 10% talent. So maybe you're the most talented person in the world, but if you don't practice, that doesn't work.
Yeah, you become like, I totally agree, like talent only. And if somebody doesn't put in the work and like doesn't practice, so it will amount to nothing, right? So
totally, yes.
Yeah.
And we're living in a world that goes super, super fast. That we have the TikTok and the Instagram and the X and the Facebook, Google, the GTP chat, and you need everything right now in the palm of your hand. But the real world doesn't work like that. Your body doesn't work like that. You cannot put your body into a GPT chat. You need to work. So be patient and kind and work.
Yes. Yeah. So the answer is, doesn't matter what age you are in right now, over 40, over 50, over 60, over 70, even like 100 years old. If you want to do yoga, just go. And people also have a question about how many times a week should somebody do yoga for flexibility?
My recommendation, it is that if you want to gain flexibility in a short time, do yoga at least 3 times a week for at least 1 hour. That will be my recommendation. But if you can't, just do it once or twice. Low goals are also goals. You will see the fruits of that practice in time, maybe not short time, but you will see it. And just go. My recommendation, 3 times a week, 1 hour per class or per session. But again, that is up to you.
Yeah, I think to this point, we all agree with that. And so if we practice, you just said like 3 times a week and at least 1 hour at least per session.
Yeah.
So After how long, if you do like that, like 3 times a week like that, so totally 3 hours per week, somebody can get significantly improvements in terms of their flexibility?
As I said previously, you will probably see the first results after the first 3 months. The first month, you will be able to see what are you capable of doing. Something about yoga that is so super fun for me, at least when I was starting, is that the muscles that I didn't know that existed were working. And I was like, whoa, this exists.
Really?
Yeah, this thing in my leg is a muscle. Whoa. So I learned how to use that muscle after the first, second, third month. Like, oh, this muscle is working for this. It's like, at least in my experience, my process of learning yoga was one step at a time, one at the other time. Probably the first classes can be confusing. There is a lot of information, like stand like this, put your shoulders in this position, put your head in this, the head on this position, breathe like this, put your hands in this, align with that. But once you try to flexible in your mind, okay, I am going to learn one idea at a time, one at a time. It sounds 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And after 1 month, you will see, oh, before I couldn't do this. Now I am understanding. The second one will be, I am integrating what I have learned. And the third one will be, oh, now I know in my body why I have to go one step at a time. And that path is endless. It's like the horizon. You go one step towards the horizon and the horizon will go one step backwards. So it will never end. And that is beautiful because the finalidad, lost in translation, what you need to learn is that is the path, not the goal. That is for me like the best teaching about yoga.
Amazing. So with yoga, we were always in the journey exploring our like potential and how far we can go, and it's kind of enjoying the process and in the process. So it's the path, not the goal.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Yeah. And at the same time, some people have a question that why am I not getting more flexible with yoga? So can you explain that a little bit?
That doesn't happen often, but it totally can happen. So you will have to check what is going on. What is going on your diet? What is going on your capacity of being stressed out? Have you slept enough? Do you have any disease or physical condition that doesn't help you to improve your flexibility? Where is how many collagen or how is the health in your bones? So you will have to answer a lot of questions about that. Not improving flexibility in yoga is not common, and it will probably have to do with something in particular of that particular person that can probably be helped with medicine or physical therapy or just eating better. Sometimes we are so stressed out that our adrenaline and cortisol are super high, and those hormones gets into our muscles, and the muscles when you are super stressed gets like this. That is why when you feel tense, that's what I would say, to check it out. Try not to be frustrated, because it is very, very easy to get frustrated. But I truly believe that everything has a solution, on a holistic solution. So check your hormones, check with your doctor, check your stress. And body is super wise. It is super more wise than the mind. Follow the rhythm of your heart. Ask your heart what is going on, and the heart will answer.
Yes, totally agree. So another thing, I think that besides like diet and sleep, stress level, and even like inside hormones inside our body, I think probably the scenario is somebody is not getting flexible with yoga is because they are not patient enough, or they have this question early in their phase of like starting doing yoga, and probably they haven't done yoga frequently enough. For example, they may do 1 or 2 or 3 times this week, and then they off for like 2 weeks after that. and then they come back, and probably that is the scenario of maybe we haven't given yoga like enough patience and do it at the good frequency and often enough, so that maybe you feel like not flexible as you want to be. Yeah, so do you agree with that? Is that it's
Totally,
awesome.
yes.
So we got the answer for it. I hope you guys, this information will be helpful for you guys in terms of if you have some doubt and not feeling confident in yoga in terms of like how it can help you with flexibility, just step back and relax and think about, okay, whether it's because of our body, or as Marisela has shared, it's either like even the diet or lacking sleep or too stressed. All of those factors can affect the effectiveness of yoga. All right, so we will get to our last question in the episode today, is what to do if you can't do a yoga pose.
I love that question. I love it. What to do if you cannot do a yoga pose?
Yes.
You can do two things. Try it until you get it, or don't do it. Who says that you need to do a handstand? Who says that?
I tried to do handstand for
I mean,
quite a while,
if you want
but
to,
I haven't been successful yet. Yeah, so maybe I need some proper techniques. I signed up a course on, so a course, just an online course. So the beginning was okay. So she showed some steps of how you can prep your body and some like poses to get prepared for the handstand. And then at one point, she just flipped her body very quickly, like lift the second half of her body up like that. And that is the missing link there, because our students, we are students and our body is not we don't have the core muscle like the teacher. And I don't know how to get there, how at that point and how she did it. So it's a little bit missing link there. Preparation, some sessions earlier, it was good, were good, but then something disconnected. So just to share with you guys a little bit of my handstand experience. I'm still dreaming about one day I can do handstand.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That is super. That is super fun because it is super usual. And yes, we have the idea because of the social media to tell us about these beautiful women and men doing incredibly beautiful circus poses. And once you go into the practice, the real practice, the serious practice, the millennial practice, you realize how wide it is. And that picture that you saw, yes, it is beautiful. But yoga has a different kind of beauty that is not about aesthetics. It's about the soul and the heart. But if you still want to do the freaking pose, just practice it. So what do you need to do? Properly headstand. First, conquer fear. Because what happens psychically in your mind? What happens in your mind when you put your hand down on earth where the feet belong and put the feet up in the air where the head belongs? In your mind, that is super scary. It's like, why am I putting the thing that is on the ground up and the thing that is on the air down? So your body doesn't understand, your mind doesn't understand. You think that you're going to fall, and you are probably going to, because practicing headstands can be tricky. So please do it surrounded by pillows, with a thick yoga mat. Be super careful. Do it on the wall first, and do it one step at a time. So you have to conquer fear. How do you conquer fear? You do not fight against the fear. You watch in the eyes the fear, which is yourself, and say, this is my hand, and grab the fear's hand, and you say, let's go together. Go with fear. That will be the thing that I would say. And one step at a time. First, the initial position. Put the crown of the head on the floor. Nothing happens. Start walking forward towards your body. Nothing happens. Oh, I'm scared. Stop. Relax. try the next day. Maybe in a week you can put one leg up. That is a huge step. Maybe in a month you can put both legs up. Maybe you stand for 10 seconds in 2 months. And then you realize, oh, my arms are lack of strength. So do planks or lift weights. Oh, my core is not strong enough. So do the abs or stay on plank like this in elbow plank for 1 minute per day. And you will totally, especially you with that body that you have. Yeah, totally. You will get it.
You don't see my body, you just see the
No, but I see it. I have I know. There are also good props like blocks or this super fun chair. It's like a chair without the seat that you put your head down between. So you are already on the upside down world.
Yeah, I saw that product online. Yeah, to help you with handstand.
You can do, if you say, this is not my thing, don't do it. If you think it's too risky and you don't feel like, don't do it. If you want to do it at your own, like not the teacher's way, not the Facebook photo way, but your way. Do it your way. And that way is the best way. I swear to God.
Yeah, I think the example of me trying to do the handstand is also like partially, I think almost like answer the question, like if somebody can't get into a yoga pose, so what should we do, right? Either try to be patient and do it like step by step, like give it some time, or if you feel like it's not for you, probably not do it at all.
Some people like, say that the pose that you don't want to do, that you avoid the most, is the pose that you are supposed to do the most. But also there are poses that are alike the pose that you are avoiding, that you cannot do. And you can do those poses without hurting yourself, without feeling uncomfortable. And that will be probably have the same repercussion on your body than the pose that you can't. So if it's a headstand or if a pose that is forward bend, especially this, for example, there is the seated forward pull that most people think that is easy. Oh yeah, I go. But they start feeling anxious on the pose. You're sitting on the floor. Nothing is going on. Your lungs are free. Your nose and your mouth are free to breathe, but there is something physically and soul in that pose that works with your fears. So if you want to avoid that pose, you can do another sitting forward fold. If you have a thing in your back, for example, you have a thing on your spine that the doctor said, don't do that pose, don't do it. But there are poses that won't hurt you that has the same amount of benefits as the one that you're avoiding. And there are more than, 4,000 poses in yoga that you can try another one. What we do in the West are about around 30 to 50 poses, but there are thousands of it.
Wow.
So you can explore. The world is so wide.
Wow. Yes, it's amazing to know that. And it's still all about be kind and patient to your body. And feels like, okay, what is for you, or if you feel like, okay, that is not for me, probably try something else. As Marisela has said, there are thousands, there are 4,000 poses, and we didn't even know about that. And so usually I think the people practice around, like as you said, like just 40, 50 poses, right?
Or less.
Like, however, try to explore more. And yes, it's great to talk to you today and get all of the questions about yoga and flexibility cleared out some level. And I hope that our audience will take this and apply to their yoga journey and make their yoga more enjoyable. And I think the most important thing is to make us feel happier and enjoy life more. So it's as Marisela said, it's not about I have to be that body, I have to be able to do that pose like people showing on the internet, but it's about yourself, right? You do it your way, and whatever you feel like your body allows to do it. And it's really inspiring and useful to know that. Okay, thank you so much for getting on our podcast today, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. So for my end is starting the day in Melbourne, Australia, and you in Venezuela, right? We never talk about this to our audience. Like Marisela is on the other side of the earth with me. She's in the evening and I'm in the morning, but we still meet each other, right?
Yeah, thanks God for the internet.
Yeah, thanks God. Okay, thank you so much, and I hope to see you again soon in our podcast.
Me too. It was my pleasure. You're super great and super fun to talk to. So it's my honor.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.